right, howdy, folks. Is VileMike here. We got nearly a full panel, but Dandelion can't stay, so I'm going to bigify her so she can show us some bread porn before we start talking about anything else.
Bread porn.
Bread.
There it is.
Unusual, but it's probably still.
I like your scores. Do you ever do flowers or any other decorations?
I have sometimes done decorative scores, but I actually forgot to score this one until it was already in the tagine, so I just had to do what I could.
Oh, yeah, I've done that before.
Damn it, I forgot again. It's still piping hot. It's burning my fingers.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. I won't be able to cut into that.
We definitely appreciate you suffering to show us your bread.
I know.
At least you know it's 190 degrees internal temperature.
Maybe.
Maybe, yeah. I've got a thermometer, so my bread always
I do
out.
have.
Sorry.
I suppose I could. Maybe.
Ready for this?
I just, if it looks baked, it's baked.
Oh, fair enough. I love it when it has.
And how you doing, Positive?
Yeah.
All right. Somebody just released a new trailer for Spider-Man.
I have a million things to do today in the house because my sister and two of my nieces are coming tomorrow.
Hey, can one of you put YouTube link in the private chat so that I can send it to that African guy so he can listen to the show?
All right, hold on.
The link to StreamYard, just this link to the YouTube video.
Yeah, no. Hang on a second.
I can.
I got it.
Okay.
You mean to put it in the private chat or the private chat?
Yeah, the private chat so I can copy it and send it to this African guy.
Hello.
Howdy, Positive.
There you go, Mr. CCDV.
All right, thank you.
Bye,
Hey,
guys.
Positive.
See you.
What's up?
Maybe, tonight, maybe. I'll try and come tonight. I'll have to see how much stuff I managed to get finished today. And
That's a cool avatar. That's a cool little avatar.
The one that you made. It is cool. I love them. I have to send you some money for always making me cool avatars. Just have to wait until I've got a bit of a surplus of cashola because with buying the car, my stash of cash is a little on the low side right now.
Oh, no problem. No problem.
Are you leaving right now, Dandelion?
I am.
Okay, well, have a great day. Thank you so much for sending me the link. I'll be right back, everybody.
Okay.
All right,
guys. See you all soon.
Later.
All right. So the first thing I wanted to bring up is basically this announcement by Sony that their next console, the PlayStation 6, will no longer allow for physical media. Everything is now going to be a digital download. And as a video game fan and as a reseller, I am highly, highly against this. I hate the fact that the Switch 2 is already like that. That the physical carts that you actually buy are just unlock codes, essentially. They have no programming on the actual cartridge for the console.
I have similar complaints about games and shit. PlayStation. I downloaded and played and bought Grand Theft Auto 5 about a year and a half ago. I decided to no, I'm going to reinstall this thing, right? I turned on my PlayStation, updated the software like I did, took an hour and a half, went to the PlayStation store, went to my library. I'm like, where is GTA 5? Where's GTA 5? Nowhere to found. So I hit the search button, and they want to fucking charge me to buy it again. I paid for this already. I played this game. I got pissed because people kept on attacking me and ganging up on me. But I wanted to try this again. No. They want me to pay for it again after I already paid for it.
Yeah, that sounds a lot like Spirit Airline when they were still going, Charge you for everything you could possibly think of. But the plane ticket is only $25.
No, I already paid for the game, but they want me to pay for it again. They want me to buy it again.
Now, I want to give you an example of why I think this is a bad idea. When Sony had, on the PlayStation 3, 4, and 5, you were allowed to download movies, pay for and download movies from their streaming site or from their app store. But then Sony didn't negotiate a contract to keep playing those movies. So basically, people who had paid for and bought those movies could no longer watch them because Sony decided they weren't going to pay the money for the licensing fees anymore. And, JP, as you say that, again, every company can still then suddenly say, I don't want this to be a game on Steam anymore. Think of Sony saying, oh yeah, we're selling it on Steam, but say two years later, they decide, oh, we're not going to let Steam do it anymore. That means everyone who played it, bought it on Steam, can't play it anymore.
Oh, I see.
Unless you rebuy it again.
Okay. I was confused.
Yeah.
I was confused. I thought Steam was basically like a game store, like what your title is, GameStop. I thought that's what Stream was. Like you could just browse and pick whatever game you want to play.
Yeah, but imagine you're buying the game, but you're suddenly not allowed to play it anymore because the manufacturer says you're not allowed to. You've paid the money
that
for
would
it.
Absolutely suck. Yeah.
So nowadays, what they're trying to say is no one gets to own the media anymore. Not the music, not the movies, not the games. That $60 to $70 price tag is a licensing fee to allow you to play it for a set number of years. And which I think is fucking ridiculous. If I buy a game, it should be my fucking game.
I was going to say, yeah, I don't think that's a good business model. Like every movie I bought on Amazon, I still have in my Amazon library. That's the way any game should be.
Yeah, I agree.
I think so. I'm not paying for. I'm not buying GTA 5 again. No.
Well, I'm not going to be buying a lot of stuff, despite the fact that I want to play it, because of this. And this leads into the other thing I was going to talk about: the remake of Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time on the Switch 2. For those that know, I am a huge Legend of Zelda fan. I have played nearly every single Legend of Zelda game.
So
I have enjoyed.
You have to bomb into the eye of the last puzzle.
You're talking about to enter Spectacle Rock, yes, and you're talking about Zelda 1, yes.
Yeah, the first Zelda. Yeah, exactly.
All right, but I like Zelda so much that I imported from Europe Tingle's Rosy Rupee Land Adventure game just because I wanted to play a Zelda-related title that wasn't released in the U.S. I own Japanese versions of several Zelda Game Boy games. Oracle of Ages, Oracle of Seasons, Link's Awakening, DX. Hell, I own Wand of Gamillion and Zelda's Adventure on the Philips CDI. I don't even own a CDI console anymore. But I bought those games just because I wanted those shitty Zelda titles in my collection.
I imagine it's not a perfect parallel, but I own all of Macross in Japanese and the United States.
So you own Macross and Robotech, or just one?
Both, yeah. Oh, Robotech was the first I bought, and then I started buying Macross.
But I have no interest in buying a Switch 2 because this new version of Ocarina of Time, which I do want to play just because, it's an updated title, it's a complete remaster, it's not just a port. If I buy that game, the cartridge the game is not on the cartridge. And if Nintendo ever decides to not use the Switch 2 anymore, not service it anymore, I won't be able to play that game again.
Okay, so the cartridges are basically internet web links that you plug into the machine that you bought in order to play video games?
Basically, it's a how to download certain things, you got to input a key.
Yeah.
That's what the cartridge is. It's a key that unlocks the download. But also, the system requires it to be connected to the internet to even play the game.
Right.
So if Nintendo's like, well, we want you to buy a new version of this game on our new console, or Sony in this scenario,
Oh, and
that
they
means
don't
you can't.
grandfather in anybody? They never
No,
grandfather in? Oh,
no.
that's a problem. That's a huge problem.
Well, that I understand. That I don't have an issue with, because like take Zelda 1 for the original NES. Because I own Zelda 1 on the NES does not mean I get a free copy of the version of the game that came out on the GameCube.
Okay, I get that. However,
But what I'm saying is, imagine
a
you
version
have
for the GameCube.
no. Think of it this way, Mr. CCTV. You bought Legend of Zelda on the original Nintendo, and then years later, that cartridge just stops working because Nintendo doesn't want you playing it on the NES anymore. They want you to play it on the Super Nintendo.
Well, the NES wasn't connected to the internet, was it?
I know,
So if
but
I had one now, I could
imagine that
still
was
play
it.
the original Zelda.
Like, imagine that those old cartridges had a kill switch that the game would immediately stop playing after a certain date.
Oh yeah, that would suck. Absolutely, that is a bad practice. I think.
That's what Sony and Nintendo are doing now.
Oh, that is going to kill their revenue in a couple of years.
So essentially, you're not buying a game anymore. You're renting it for 4 to 7 years at most.
No, it's a good thing I never got into video games because that would just make me so angry I'd throw everything away and never play video games again.
But that is what they're talking about. Is the same principle could apply to music. It could apply to movies.
Yeah, it's
Any
the
sort of
principle that I
physical
disagree
media
with.
like that.
If I couldn't play my Hootie and the Blowfish CDs from 20 years or 30 years ago, then yeah, I'd be just as pissed as you are with not being able to play Zelda.
Yeah, imagine like I've got a CD player in my car. Imagine if I put a CD in there and it suddenly says, "Sorry, can't play this CD. The artist wants you to buy the new version of this album."
Right? Yeah. If I mean Nora Jones literally, and Nora Jones and Diana Krall both literally saved my life in Iraq. I mean, I was listening to them so that I just would not go off and kill myself because I hated fucking Iraq. If I wasn't allowed to play those albums now, when I own the physical media, I'd be furious.
Yeah. Now, I'm a collector. You know, JP's what's out collecting. And I'll give you an example of an album. I have the Boston self-titled album on vinyl and on CD. That is fine. I bought it for both because the media is different. But imagine my vinyl version stopped working because they wanted like the band or the owner of the rights was like, no, we want you to buy the CD version now. Oh no, we want you to buy the
Right.
cassette version. Oh, we want you to
Yeah,
buy the an MP3 version. It's like no. Those for the physical media should always be able to be working, and that's why they want to get rid of it.
Kind of like the 8-track tape. Nobody has an 8-track player
Oh,
anymore.
I see. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
speak for yourself, Elihu. I still have an 8-track player.
Hey,
But God, you got a van.
I have a mini disc.
Before I lost my house,
You
I
got
had
that,
an
Mike?
8-track
You got that,
player, an album player. I had it all. Yeah. So I know
have
what
that?
you're saying. Yeah.
PC, are you talking about those little?
thing.
Hang on. PC, are you talking about those little single CD discs you used to get from McDonald's as 20 years ago?
No, I'm talking about a mini
No,
disc.
I didn't have any of those. I did have my original Star Wars the voice recordings that you could get on those little records, the little 45s. You could play them. I had all of those: the Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, and the Return of the Jedi. had all of them, and obviously I played Luke every time when we played the record around our friends.
Well, speaking of that, hopefully, if I can find my damn AC adapter for my laptop, I will be posting on vinyl the first 3 soundtracks for the Star Trek movies: Star Trek 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, yes, my parents had that album. My parents had the Star Wars album that came out in '77. Yeah, we listened to it all the time.
Yeah, I've got about 50 items that I need to post, but unfortunately, I was going to do it yesterday, but I'm like, fuck, I can't find my AC adapter.
Where's the kid? Oh wait, asleep. I forgot it's before 10.
Yeah, I sent her a message. We were going to talk about Zelda, but she's not fucking here. Because I wanted, a Gen Z opinion on this as well, because I think we're all, millennial or Gen X on this channel right now.
Gen X.
Actually.
Yes, I admit. Oh, yeah, that's right. You are a boomer. Man, I miss talking to you.
So my younger kids would all call us old.
Dude, I was listening to a radio, ran into my friend. He's like, what are you listening to? I'm like, oh, some oldie station. They just played some GNR. Now they're playing Metallica.
Oh, fuck me. Yeah, you called that oldies. Yeah, I know. God damn it.
Oh, no, what I hate, Elihu, is when my kids say that I was born last century.
I always take that as a compliment.
Yeah, apparently to them, anyone born in 1999 or older is just old because they were born last century.
Yep, basically.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you're so last century, dude. What the hell?
I didn't actually feel old until I had subordinate soldiers who were born after I graduated high school. That means after I joined the Army.
Now,
I had soldiers that were,
to go back to the original subject, I know Rock Solid, who, is a friend of the channel. He's kind of defended Nintendo, at least, with their policy about having, a physical cart that actually acts as a key. Because as a reseller, I can still resell that key to allow someone else to download the game. And it won't cost them, the full original purchase price. It'll just be whatever price I have it at.
Okay,
but the problem is, though,
Microsoft doesn't do that.
Right now, Microsoft doesn't do that, except that Grand Theft Auto 5 or 6, when it comes out, is not going to have a physical version on any console.
Well, there's not going to be any physical version at all. It's all going to be digital.
It's only going to be
digital.
Digital.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew it was coming to this. I just didn't know it was going to be this soon.
Oh, and here's the thing. It's also going to cost about $100. So
I remember when $10 was a lot for a video game.
So not only that, you are getting a version of the game that you have to spend $100 on that in 2 years might not be playable anymore.
Man, I can't imagine that. You guys are going to have some hard times coming up.
I am not spending over $15 for a video game. Okay.
Well, I have no problem spending more than $15 for a game. I mean, heck, I spent more than that on the games that I'm going to be posting. Hopefully soon.
Dude, I waited until the Lego Avengers came out. It was like about $25. Then it went on sale for $7. I bought that one. Like, yeah, it's on sale. I'm not paying over $15 for a video game.
Or sale the 7 seas me, maybe.
Yeah, that's why I brought up JP's comment.
Yeah, I can't do that with my PlayStation 70, man. It's landlocked.
I like the way he said it, though. Hence, pirates. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, my console's landlocked. I cannot go sailing.
Yeah, the Pirates of Hence.
Pirates of Hence. I am the Pirates of Hence. And it is a glorious thing to be the pirates of hence.
But yeah, I am highly against this, both as a reseller and as a collector, because this is when you're a collector of games, even if you don't necessarily want to play them, you want the physical media. What happens now if, Grand Theft Auto 5 comes out? What am I going to be able to put it on my shelf? No.
Or what happens to someone like me who has a list of all the things that I've got on, Amazon or other websites? I've got stuff that is on those. What if I lose my computer? What if something catastrophic happens to my computer? And I have no idea what I actually own because it's not physically there anymore.
Oh, I'll give you an example, Mr. CCTV. When Ultraviolet, the old digital movie company, went out of business, I lost the rights to several of the movies that I owned. So it was a digital copy, but I could no longer play those movies. Right. I will say, Movies Anywhere, the replacement company for it that bought Ultraviolet, tried to keep as many titles for people that as they could, but I still permanently lost access to about a dozen movies that I paid money for because of this transition, because the company that originally was hosting it went out of business.
So that makes sense.
God forbid Sony goes out of business.
That is basic capitalism.
Say Sony goes out of business.
Likely.
Well, now I suddenly can't play any of those games?
And it's not like Amazon's going to go out of business either, which means I'm going to have my movies there all the time. But
Sega went out of business. Sega went out of business when it came to making their own physical game media and consoles. That doesn't mean my fucking Sega Genesis stops working all of a sudden.
That is true. And you do still have the physical media to play those games.
Yeah, exactly.
So yes, that is the argument here. Like, should companies be allowed to restrict how long you get to play the games that you purchased with your own hard-fought money?
No. The answer is no. They should not be allowed. Once you buy it, it should be yours.
Exactly. And it has always been that case, and they are changing it now because of the digital landscape.
Yeah, they should treat them like NFTs. They should treat them like NFTs. Once you buy it, a digital copy, it's yours. All the NFTs sucks and are a scam, but still, it should be the same concept. It's digital. Once you buy it, it's yours. It's not borrowed. You never borrowed an NFT. You paid for it. It was digital.
And online companies, should be paying royalties to the creator of whatever that content is.
Should.
That's the way television is done forever.
Yeah, royalties, yeah. Of course, some actors get 1 cent in the royalty check, but still.
No, I was in a movie. Mind you, it was a very minor part, and I only had one line, but I was in a movie. I get 1 cent every couple of 3 years, something like that.
Yeah. I've been in several. I've been in several as a background actor.
Okay.
1 cent, 1 cent, 2 cent. Yeah, I've seen those checks online, man.
Hey, I don't get any checks for the TV shows I was in. That's not fair. Of course, background actor, you don't get that. But still,
I know. Especially if your face is showing, you don't get royalties for that. I'm like, come on. I had a polling. Back of my head was shown several times. Come on. Oh. I was going to ask him if you needed me to make him an icon tonight, an avatar.
I haven't even worked on it. I will do what I can, and if I can't, I'll have you do something.
Okay, because I was thinking about going to the aquarium today.
Again, I need to find my damn charger for my laptop.
I mean, I have everybody's avatar, even Chris's.
Why did you call it a CNA stream? I would love to know why you called it a CNA stream, because I'm 6 deep and I just messed up by trying to message someone else while still talking to you guys.
Cannabis, nicotine, alcohol. I have cannabis, I have nicotine, and Mike has alcohol.
I can't hide
Caffeine,
the.
nicotine, and
I can't.
alcohol. It's the legal drugs. That's the whole point of it. And at the time,
Cannabis.
marijuana wasn't illegal. Remember?
Right. I can't hide cannabis from the parole officer. I can hide alcohol, but I can't hide cannabis.
Yeah, I
I love
know.
my cannabis.
And that's what I was bringing up when they did the whole movies thing, JP's. And here's the other thing that's pissing me off about Sony. One of the new releases they're doing for is God of War trilogy. It's a remaster of God of War, the original God of War games.
They're making a TV show.
I know, but let me finish. I was contracted years and years ago to work for Sony, and the first title I worked on was God of War on the original PlayStation 2. My name, my real name, not VileMike, obviously, is in the credits for God of War. For this trilogy, this remastered trilogy, they have removed all the alpha and beta testers from the credits, along with a lot of other people who worked on the original game, and replaced it with the people who worked on the remake.
Yeah, that should not be allowed.
So now,
when they came out with the reboot of World of Warcraft, my brother was one of the first players to play the original, and he wasn't a beta tester, and he had his name in the credits.
I was an alpha tester, not a beta tester, so I played it, before there was any sort of release. I helped with programming and stuff like that. I am pissed.
Okay, yeah, your name
well,
should
you didn't work
definitely
on this
be on
version
there.
of the game, so we're removing your name from the original credits. Even though they're keeping the credits for a lot of the other higher ups that were involved in the game's production, but not the lower people involved in the game's production, and that pisses me off.
I still don't understand that, because even if you were the lowest person in the production, you were in the production. Your name should be on it.
And as a comparison, think about this: when the remasters of the original series came out for Star Trek, when they added some computer-generated scenes. Imagine if on the new title credits they just forgot to put in Leonard Nimoy's name anymore. They just removed him from the credits, even though he worked on the original, because he wasn't good and he wasn't popular enough, or he wasn't a major character as far as they were concerned.
Right, but
that would piss people off. So yeah, it's pissing me off.
It's not as easy to hide if you've got your face on a screen.
It's kind of like what they did to Stargate with season 6 and 7. Core Nemec was in the opening credits of 6 when season 7 episode 1 started. He was nowhere in the opening credits. It said Michael Shanks, but he was the guest star on the first name on the guest star. They were like, wait, he's not in the opening credits anymore? Yeah.
They knew they were going to replace him with Michael Shanks. They knew that at the beginning of season 7. And so that's why.
Yeah, but this is before the internet lore and people didn't really know what was going on. This is before the internet when people didn't know what was going on. Because he was in the opening credits season 6. Episode, we got Michael Shanks coming back on the last episode. Season 7 opening credits with Michael Shanks. No Core Nemec in the opening credits, but yet you see him in the very first scene with his name there as a special guest. Like, okay, what the hell?
Yeah.
He's not going to be in the show opening credits anymore? Yeah, but the people did not know. He was
only going to be in one episode.
The people did not know. This was in the 90s, dude. This was before the internet exploded. Before everybody knew what was going on with TV shows.
All right, I don't know what JP is specifically talking, which comparison we were talking about for him saying that's not the same. Let me put it this way. In the original versions of Star Wars Empire Strikes Back, you had the original voice actor for Boba Fett. Right? I can't remember his name offhand, but he is, he was credited as Boba Fett for those versions of the film. In
Was he the guy
2004,
who
I think it
voiced
was.
Boba Fett in the Christmas special? Same
Yeah,
guy? Or,
I think it was the same guy.
okay, there
Now,
you go. Yeah.
in the 2004, I believe, version of Empire Strikes Back, they replaced his voice actor with the guy that played Jango Fett.
Takiti. Shit. How do you pronounce his name again?
The guy that played Boba Fett in Book of Boba Fett. Tamora.
Tamara.
Something.
Thank you. Tamara Mars. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. The ball dude.
Okay. Now, if you look
Yeah,
at the credits,
I think it is pronounced Tamara. I think it is pronounced Tamara.
now if you look at the credits for that version of Empire Strikes Back, both the original voice actor and the new voice actor are credited for playing Boba Fett. Now imagine they just removed the original voice actor entirely because they removed his voice. He was still involved in the production. He was still there. He's the guy in the costume.
I think that's what JP's is referring to, is that it is
David
no
Prowse was
longer his voice on the screen.
Yeah, David Prowse was not credited in Star Wars, but he was in the costume.
No, he's credited in Star Wars.
Wait, David Prowse is credited?
Yeah, he is.
I thought he wasn't.
Credited as Darth Vader. I don't remember exactly how they credited it. I mean, it's been a long time since I've seen the original version of Star Wars.
Let me check this out. Hang on. Let me check this out one moment. Maybe that's a little slow this morning. I don't know why. So it take a moment.
I was one of the first people online when New Hope came out in, 98, I think?
Yeah, I was the first one to see Phantom Menace.
Maybe Phantom Menace was 98, and I watched the entire prequel before that. I know the prequel came out before the reimagined or the reworked versions of the first three movies came out before Phantom Menace did. And I went to all three of those. And I went to Phantom Menace, obviously. Duh.
Oh yeah, I was in line for
All
Phantom Menace in Phoenix.
David Prowse is credited in the original Star Wars trilogy as the actor who physically portrayed Darth Vader. However, because his dialogue was overdubbed by James Earl Jones and his unmasked face was played by Sebastian Shaw, his contributions are shared with others. So yeah, they still credit him as being Darth Vader in the credits.
Okay, thank you. I wasn't sure about that.
So thank you for reminding me of the wording. I appreciate that.
So
I knew I was right, and I knew I was paraphrasing, but
if you're involved in the production of some sort of media, if they redo that production, your original contribution should still be attributed to you. Sony's not doing that, and it's pissing me off. There, that's my point. I was involved in the production. My name should be in there, period. I don't care if it's a new version of the game.
I was involved in the production of Godspell in 1995. I was just the bass player. I did not get to sing on stage, but I was credited as the bass player the entire time I was playing bass for Godspell. They never made a video of it, so it never got distributed or anything. But I got credited in every bill that was handed out to the people who came to see the show.
I should have got credited for Face Off. I gave some script information on Face Off. Like it was my idea to have the guy, the missile, blow up in the chassis of the train itself. The original script had the missile blow up the train. Like, make it more dramatic. They can hit the guy. I never got fucking credited for that.
As I said, a lot of the stuff Sony's doing is pissing me off. I'm probably not going to be buying a Switch 2 or a PlayStation 6 anytime when they, Switch 2 is already out, but the PlayStation 6, when they actually release it, I will not be playing Grand Theft Auto 6, period. I'm basically going to be doing a personal boycott of a lot of stuff in the future.
And that is why I think that business model is going to fail, and it's going to fail on a lot of digital media before we've caught up to the concept that it's no longer physical media we need to keep hold of, and we need to make sure that we've got our digital media secured for, it's the whole what was that music sharing service back in the 90s?
Which one? Kazaa,
LimeWire. LimeWire is the main one.
Well, either way, I mean those music sharing apps kind of destroyed the music industry, but they've adapted and came to a new business model. I think video games will too. I think they'll realize that this is a losing business model.
Well, they're trying to justify it by saying, nowadays 80% of our sales are of digital media. And my counter to that is 20% of your sales is still physical. I'm sorry if someone's saying you're going to lose 20% of your sales. No, I'm sorry. I can't afford to lose 20% of my sales. That is the stupidest decision I could imagine. Literally cutting off an arm because you want to keep everything else? No.
2%, yeah, 2% is marginal, but 20%, no.
Well, it depends on how large
like
the company
even music
is.
companies,
To be honest
like you were
with
talking
you,
about
it really
Mr.
doesn't
CCTV.
matter.
When you're talking about your music sales, they are still releasing brand new music on vinyl because there's still a market for it.
There is a market for it now. Yes, there is. There
Even
has
if that
been for
market
a
is
few
small,
decades now.
even if that market is small, there's a reason why you find vinyl being sold in fucking Walmart.
So you think that the digital market is not going to follow the physical market example?
Well, it already isn't. That's the whole point.
I know it isn't right now, but when they realize they're losing money, do you think they'll go back to a physical style market where once you've bought it, you own it for the rest of time?
Well, this is kind of a good thing because people who currently hold and have the physical media can actually sell it for a lot more than they actually bought it for and make a profit off it if they choose to.
I know
Sometimes.
that's how I ended up moving into my apartment. I had to sell my phonograph with all of my records. I had to sell it for $1,000. That's like $10,000 below market value, but I didn't have time to go through an auction agency, so I had to
That's why you have
sell it
someone like
for
me.
$1,000 so I could get into my apartment.
That's
when
why
I
you
was
have someone
losing
like
my
me.
house.
I am willing to take the time to post stuff individually to make as much money as possible.
Well, I had stopped talking on the internet by the time I had to sell everything.
But yeah. All right, but that's the complaints I had. We've talked about it for 40 minutes. We can just switch over to generic nerd chat if there's anything you guys want to bring up. I needed to get that off my chest. And yeah, it will piss me off that I won't be playing, most likely, the new Zelda game unless someone like lends me the Switch 2 with the game already on it.
And that really is uncool. Honestly, I don't think that game's going to sell well if that's the intent of the...
$20, JPs. You can buy a brand new album for $20 at Walmart. Even ones with exclusive versions, like specialized vinyl printing.
You don't have to go to the specialty stores. The specialty stores mark up their prices so they can stay in business. I recommend going to local stores and paying the extra price so that those companies can stay in business. I recommend that. However, that's a lot of money out of your pocket. You got to decide how you're going to budget for it.
And I'm sorry, if it came to like, let's take a Pokemon game, for example. If the physical copy is $70 and the digital copy is $60, I will pay $70 for a physical copy.
Okay, I got you on that one, and I understand why, too.
Yeah, if it costs the manufacturer more money to make a physical copy, I am willing to pay the extra money for the physical copy.
Okay, so I think your recommendation should be requesting companies make physical copies. It may cost them a little bit more to put them out in stores, but it'll be better for everybody if they do it.
And here's an example I'll bring up. There are retro video game companies that are making modern games for older consoles, including the NES, Super Nintendo, and Sega Genesis, with licensing to Sega and Nintendo to do so. Now, these cartridges... Now, these cartridges... Who's roboting?
Not your mic. CCTV.
Now, these newer games do cost a pretty penny. They're about $100 a pop. But the market is still such that people are willing to pay that much for a physical copy, even though the same company will offer a digital download of that game for like $5 to $10. So they'll have they'll digital download for $5 to $10, but the physical one will cost you $100, and they still sell out of the $100 versions. That's how much people want a physical copy of the game.
I don't doubt that.
You are roboting, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're turning into Mr. Roboto instead of Mr. CCTV.
There he went.
I haven't gone away. I'm just getting closer to my phone.
All right. Any other nerd chat anyone else wants to talk about? Because I did not watch anything this week because of my work schedule.
You didn't even watch My Adventures with Superman? Wow.
Nope. I didn't watch that. I didn't watch Star City. I didn't watch anything. I literally watched no TV this week. At all.
Yeah, that's pretty much me all the time. I really don't know what's going on in pop culture right now, other than everybody's still pissed about Supergirl.
Oh, I wanted to watch Supergirl this week, but I literally just didn't have time. I mean, between both jobs in the eBay store, I was putting in about 15 to 16-hour days every day this week.
In my echo chamber, everybody's talking about Young George Washington that's in theaters right now.
You know, I haven't heard anything about it, and I'm really interested in some of my historical people that I watch online, what their opinions will be, because I'm wondering if this is going to end up being a very jingoistic, you know,
It may be very Christianic. Yes, it may be very Christianic. It is possible. I haven't watched it yet. I don't know.
What are you talking about?
I say Christianic, meaning like
no, the movie. What movie?
Young George Washington.
Never heard of it.
It's in theaters this weekend.
Yeah,
probably will be for a while. It basically covers his early life in the French and Indian Wars.
Yeah.
And then leading up to the Constitutional Convention. So it is a very, very patriotic movie as far as that's concerned.
Yeah, but my concern is how realistic it's going to be.
Oh, I know. I haven't seen it yet. Like George Washington got his ass kicked in the French-American War.
But my issue would be is, are they going to bring up all the fact that he was a slave owner, and that was a major part of his.
And then
sorry, say that again.
his wife circumvented the slavery laws by having his all the slaves go across state lines.
They might be perfectly honest about it. They might.
Yeah,
I
are
don't
they gonna?
know. Like I said, I haven't seen it. I've only seen the propaganda in my
I
own
know.
echo chamber.
Same here. Like, are they gonna show the fact that during the French and Indian Wars, he actually had a slave with him the entire time, acting as his valet slash
Yeah.
personal
Oh.
assistant?
Well,
Young
the Navy
Washington,
had
it's
that in
called.
World
That's
War
why.
II.
Say
So,
that
I
again.
mean, the Navy had that in World War II. The officers, what did they call them? The black men who served as the officers' aides.
Yeah, I know. But I'm saying, are they going to,
Um,
since this is specifically to George Washington, are they going to include that person,
I hope so.
or
I
are
honestly
they going to,
do, because he really did
ignore it and
struggle.
just pretend, everything was hunky dory? That's my issues. If you're
Well,
going
he
to
really
talk about
did
George
struggle.
Washington, you can't just talk about the good aspects of him. You got to talk about every aspect. That way you can honestly
Okay,
revere the person for who they were.
here, young Washington, early life and his experiences during the French and Indian War. The film stars William Franklin Miller as Washington. Also has Kelsey Grammer, Andy Serkis, Ben Kingsley.
A lot
Okay.
of liberal actors, so it should go over the slavery thing.
Well, did you say Kevin Spacey?
No.
Wait, what, say the actors again, because one of those is not a liberal actor.
William Franklin Miller, Kelsey Grammer, Andy Serkis.
Kelsey Grammer. I'm sorry, I don't know why I confused the two. Kelsey Grammer is not a liberal.
No, he's a conservative Republican. And Ben Kingsley. Sorry, Sir Ben Kingsley.
Sir Ben Kingsley is more conservative now than he used to be. Yes, you're right. I apologize for that. Yeah.
Well, as far as Americans are concerned, Ben Kingsley is still a liberal.
He did play Gandhi after all.
So
Yes,
yeah.
one of his greatest roles. I love that. He was okay as Trevor.
I still prefer the Budapest Hotel. Sorry, I think his best movie, The Budapest Hotel.
I still think Gandhi
I
is
don't
one of
think
his
I've ever
best.
seen the Budapest Hotel, to be honest.
You should look it up. It's fucking fantastic. It really is.
Now, hold on. Is it the Budapest or is it the Budapest?
The Grand Budapest Hotel. Sorry, the Grand Budapest Hotel.
Budapest.
No,
There's only one movie out
No.
there called The
Mr.
Grand Budapest
CCDV.
Hotel.
Mr. CCD, my joke was, is it the Budapest or is it the Budapest?
Sorry, I didn't grow up wherever that arrow thrower grew up at.
I know,
I
but I was
pronounce
making
it
a
like
joke about which way it's
Californians do.
pronounced.
I pronounce it the way Americans do. I speak American. I don't speak English. Dang it.
Okay, here's something that's funny. I'm gonna show, a friend of mine gave me, let's see if I can bigify myself.
No,
hold on.
no baldness, no shiny,
Come on. Hold on.
no shiny.
I'm going to switch myself with LDG just so I can bigify myself. All right,
Shiny.
so a friend of mine gave this to me, and I'm giving it to Mrs. Vile next time I see her. Now, do you notice a little animal at the back? Can you tell what that is?
No.
Okay, can you read the thing at all saying where it says Snaxolotl?
No.
No, I can't read this Snaxolotl. No.
Okay, well, essentially that is what we Americans call an axolotl.
You mean from the book Dune?
No.
Okay, what is an axolotl to you?
Okay, and the animal that we call an axolotl in America is a salamander-like amphibian that never goes past its juvenile state and stays in water.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I was talking about the book of Dune, that they're making movies about. They have axolotl tanks that create their golos. And I'm sure they're going to explain that in the next movie. because
No.
they're going to bring Jason Momoa back as Duncan Idaho.
Now, if Mrs. Vile was here, she would get mad at us for pronouncing it axolotl. Because that's not how they
Okay.
pronounce it in Mexico, where the animal actually lives. They call it an ajolote.
Yeah,
It's
I'm American.
spelled exactly the same. It's just pronounced differently.
Potato, potato, tomato, tomato, Alyssa Milano. Come
Yeah.
on.
Kind of like Budapest and Budapest.
You say tomato, I say tomato.
Tomato. Tomato, tomato. Let's just call the whole
Let's
thing
call the
off.
whole thing off.
I say axolotl, you say ajolote.
No, you're wrong. I say axolotl and you say axolotl.
I say no, you say no. Okay, Mike,
right.
you have to watch X-Men 97 season 2. I know you haven't watched anything yet, but dude, it's good.
It's on my watch list. I just, as I said, this week I haven't had time. Maybe if I can go back and find my damn AC adapter for my laptop, I'll watch it as I post all the new stuff.
They're doing something different. I can tell you this: there's not one main villain. There's 2 main villains this season.
No other spoilers, please.
That's all I'm saying. They're doing something different. Like, holy shit, they got 2 main villains. This is awesome.
Are they as good as Paul Giamatti?
Not as good, but episode 2 was fire. Yeah, episode 2 was fire. I was happy when I saw the opening credits roll. Like, yes.
Honestly, I had Apple TV for a little while. I did have Apple TV for just a little while, and
Yeah.
I tried to watch the Foundation series.
Foundation was okay.
Oh, we lost LDG too.
I couldn't finish watching the Foundation series. It was too far away from the book.
To be fair, I mean, how do you do some of the old Isaac Asimov stuff nowadays? I mean,
I know. I've argued that point multiple times. Yeah, as far as an Asimov adaptation, it was as good as
iRobot.
The robot. iRobot, yeah. It was as good as iRobot. But that's as far as I can go with it.
yeah, but that's not really a good adaptation. I mean, the iRobot movie with Will Smith had almost nothing to do with the iRobot short story.
I know. I saw how
Neither did Lawnmower Man. Dude, Lawnmower Man had nothing to do with the short story either.
They combined a bunch of the stories in order to make Will Smith characters.
That's Stephen King. You cannot really do an adaptation of any scientific or any science or fiction or horror of Stephen King and make it be true to the book. Okay. Because let's face it, Stephen King, most of his good stuff was written when he was high on coke, and it is impossible to actually.
It was before the accident. Because after the accident, he wrote Cell, which sucked.
I really did like The Green Mile. I read every book in The Green Mile, and I watched the movie. I liked the movie. I think the movie's pretty good, to be honest with you.
I just didn't like Cell. I thought that was stupid.
Yeah, Cell was awful. But I might like him as a person. I am not a fan of his writing.
Yeah, in the past, he used to take 17 pages to describe a leaf falling off a tree. He's condensed it down to 15 paragraphs.
Yeah, that's why I've hated reading his books my entire life. What's the point in describing a room for 3 pages if you're never going to be in that room?
I'll give him credit. He does know how to develop a character. I will say that much. But that's like the issue I have with John Steinbeck. I can't read his stuff because his character development is shit.
Really?
It's
You
like
thought
John Wayne
Cannery
playing this
Row?
character, John Wayne playing this character, John Wayne playing this character. Same guy, same thing.
No, I'm talking
it's not
about
working.
Steinbeck as a writer.
Okay, hold on, hold
okay.
on. Are you talking about Steinbeck in The Grapes of Wrath or Steinbeck
Yes.
in Cannery Row?
All his work.
You've read Cannery Row?
I haven't read Cannery Row, but I've read almost everything else he's made, and I can't stand it because he. Let's take Mice of Men for example. What's the character development for Lenny? The entire book.
That's the next one I was going to
To
bring
be a
up.
friend.
Mice and
To
Men.
be a friend.
Lenny
to
is
be a
a
friend.
low IQ person. Lenny is a low IQ person. I am not allowed to call him retard anymore.
That's
Okay,
all
let's
point.
take it this
It's
way.
to be his friend. To be a friend.
None of his characters have any development over the course of their books. Even George in
Really?
Mice and Men has no character development. He starts off as
Malkovich
an
was great.
asshole,
Even when
ends up as
George,
an asshole.
even when George decided not to defend Lenny anymore at the very end and killed Lenny himself in order to save the rest of the town people, you really don't think that was character development for
No,
George?
because he still starts
I
off as
don't.
an asshole who's mostly fed up with Lenny's antics.
That is true, but their banter and dialogue throughout are friendship banter and dialogue.
No, reread it. He's not Lenny's friend. He's someone who tolerates Lenny. He even talks about how much he'd like to get rid of him if he could.
Yes, he is someone who takes care of Lenny. As a family caregiver, I have taken care of multiple of my family members, and I have wished them dead on multiple occasions.
But what I'm saying is none of his characters have any development. There's no storyline arc for those characters. They're just characters who start out one way, end up a way, and it's how they end up doing stuff in the middle. That's it. It's almost it's kind of like and to me that's not good writing. A character should develop as the story progresses.
In the dialogue. The history is described in the dialogue. The history of
not.
people. The history of the Pastor Casey in Grapes of Wrath is described in dialogue.
But the character himself does not have any transformative moments throughout the entirety of the book.
No, Casey doesn't. But
exactly, they say he was different. They say he was different at one point, but not in the course of the book. None of the events in the book change the character.
Not about Casey, but they do about Tom Joad.
No,
young Tom.
Even then, I would disagree.
Yes, they do. You. They talk about his transformation all the time.
But again, they're talking about it before events that happened before the book. The events of the book do not change the character.
I know it's popular to watch movies these days that go back in time. Like I just watched Hail Mary for the second time.
Okay.
Hail Mary is structured fantastically. They do develop characters like crazy, and I love the relationship between Grace and Rocky, and I love it. It's fantastic. But I believe that John Steinbeck did the same thing with Grapes of Wrath.
No.
I think every single Joad family member was developed.
Explain. In the course of the movie, for Hail Mary, Grace is a coward.
That is true. He says he's a coward, but he's not a coward. He always acts heroic.
Let me finish. At the end of the movie, Grace betrays his own personality traits about being a coward and goes to rescue his friend, risking his own life multiple times during the course of the film, thus changing who he was through the story that's presented on screen. He changes as a character, both in the book and in the movie.
And you're telling me that Tom Joad does not change throughout the entire book?
He doesn't. We're told that he was different, but we don't see it during the events of the book.
Right, because it took place before the events of the book.
That means he doesn't change as a character through the book.
He changed through his time in jail. He changed when he figured out that they all had to leave Oklahoma. He changed
but
during the ride there when he had to give away his
we're not
brother
privy
so
to
his
those.
brother could stay in Prescott.
But we don't see those changes. That's what I'm saying. We're told
We
about those
do see
changes.
the
We don't
changes.
see
We
them.
see the changes in the book. We see the changes in the movie.
No, we
Yes,
don't.
we do see those changes.
No, I don't. Maybe from the movie, but not the book.
I think you and I read a different book.
Well, I also really don't like George Steinbeck as a writer. So
Yeah, well, there you go. See, I don't actually like Stephen King as a writer. I can't stand reading his books.
oh, same here. I'm not a big fan of his writing. I like him as a person. And who knows, I might like George Steinbeck as a person if I ever met him and, ever learned much about his personal life. But
Well, it is too
as a
late for
writer, I
that.
can't
But
stand him.
yeah. I'm okay
And my
with
issue
writer's
with Stephen King is
intuition.
with Stephen King, too much of his stories are based on Deus Ex Machina, and I don't like that.
But a lot of people do, which is why he's so famous. So I don't.
I will give. Hold on. I will give Doctor Sleep some props. Doctor Sleep was actually pretty good as a sequel to The Shining, but most other of his work, I'm not a big fan of.
And because I'm not a big fan, I haven't read a lot of his novels. I haven't. I'll be honest with you. I've read several of them, especially the ones I thought would be interesting. Like what's that one based on a group of people that end up in an airport?
Langoliers.
Langoliers.
Langoliers. Okay,
No,
I'll give him credit for Langoliers, but honestly,
no.
not a good
Langoliers,
story.
the ending makes no fucking sense, even in the book. I'm sorry.
Yeah, not a good story. It is, but I like leading up to the fuck you. I'm gonna end the book this way. I enjoyed it up until there, and then I was like, Jesus Christ, why do I keep reading this motherfucker? And I threw the book across the tent.
All right,
Yeah,
I'm gonna be
the
honest.
stand was good until we got to the hand. I'm like, that's it. What the fuck, Steven?
Yeah. I will give Langoliers a funny story about it. The reason I was able to read the Langoliers was I was on a plane, or I'm sorry, I was in an airport getting on a plane to Texas.
Why?
And one of the people next to me, one of the people next to me was reading that book and then said, nope, can't read this anymore if I'm about to get on a plane. And he set it down. And I'm like, so you're not going to keep the book? He's like, nope, you can have it if you want. So I took the book and I read it on the plane, and I'm like, this is a stupid ass story. I mean, it's a good idea, but the ending fucking sucks. And
yeah,
I thought it would be funniest.
Dude, I was watching. I was flying to Hawaii, watching snakes on a plane, and one of the crew members looked at me and goes, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah, why not?"
Bunch of people said yesterday, "Oh, you don't like fireworks? Then you're not really going to enjoy it." I did enjoy the 4th of July. Sitting in my apartment in the dark with the windows closed so I wouldn't have to hear the bombs going off. I felt great on the 4th of July.
It was colored fog here. Yeah, I looked on the webcam before I left. I'm like, nope, too foggy. Fireworks went off. Yep, colored fog. Could have got join that crowd. Took about an hour to get there anyway.
All right. Any other things you guys want to bring up? Since we've already disparaged some great American authors, talked about what I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, what do you guys think about Amazon not renewing Stargate and the huge, massive, quote unquote, back flood?
Yes. I've wanted to talk about Stargate for 2 weeks now.
All right.
Finally.
Go ahead, Mr. CCTV, I give you the platform. You can talk about it first because I got opinions too.
Yeah, Gator's gonna gate. Speak.
All right. I was a teenager when Stargate came out in theaters, and I did go see it, and it confused me a little bit. I didn't care for it too much, to be honest with you. On the second watching, I got a lot more understanding, and I love the movie. And then it came out in 2005, right? I mean, or was it
No, it
1995?
95.
late 90s, but not.
Late 90s, yes. I was already in the Army at that time. So I disparaged it because it was Air Force. I didn't really start
course.
watching it. I didn't really start watching it until about 2001. That's when I really started watching Stargate. But honestly, with Richard Dean Anderson leading the cast, it was one of my favorite science fiction shows of all time. Honestly, I would put it below TNG, but above the original series. Is that controversial?
That's a good assessment, man.
No, I think that's fine.
That's a good assessment.
Okay. Yeah, and I mean, from the first episode, I was hooked. Not just because there were boobs in it. And I love the boobs in it.
You're talking
But
about Voss, isn't
it took up from where the movie left off. I mean, they had to replace Kurt Russell and
James Spader.
the guy, yeah, David Spader. They had to replace those guys. I get it. I understand. That is the way TV works, okay? Or it worked in the 90s that way anyway. You got a lot of famous stars who are trying to do TV shows on Amazon and Facebook and Netflix and stuff.
Yeah, it used to be a big deal to go from TV to movies. Now it's a big deal to go from movies to TV. I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
But here's the question,
basically.
Mr. CCTV. What are your thoughts about Amazon not pursuing a new show?
They're not
That's what they did.
pursuing the new show, and this is my honest opinion. They are not trying to produce the new show because it's too old-fashioned. And we're only talking about 30 years ago, but it's too old-fashioned now for the current television and studio executives. They're like,
So
oh
was
no.
Star Trek. So was Star Trek, and they still redid it.
Yeah,
And
but
Star Trek is different though. They went through evolution of modern cinema. They've gone through that evolution. Stargate has not gone through that evolution.
I thought they did with Atlantis and Universe.
Universe is where they got closest, and Universe is my least favorite form of Stargate.
Why? Because David Blue is still blue. They don't know what to do with this character.
you know what?
Oh no,
I
I
would
still go back.
ironically disagree with you. When it comes to the five main parts of the Stargate franchise, I would put it SG-1, the original movie, Stargate Universe, and Atlantis at the bottom. And the only reason Atlantis would be at the bottom is because it's the same exact formula as SG-1.
Okay, well, you know, conservative is literally in my name, so I would have rather seen. I got you on the first two. I agree with you. The episodes, the SG-1 is better than the movie.
Yes.
The movie is better than Atlantis. Atlantis is better than SGU.
I rate SGU above Atlantis.
I will say this. Stargate Infinity does fall below Stargate Atlantis.
I'm
What about
sorry.
Wormhole
What is
Extreme?
Stargate Infinity?
What about Wormhole Extreme?
No, that doesn't count that the show within a show. Okay, Mr. CDD, have you never heard of Stargate Infinity?
No, I haven't.
Okay, this is before Atlantis and before Universe. It came out when SG1 was in its early seasons.
Oh my God, that was like 3 episodes, right?
No, it
Three or
was a full
6
season. It was
episodes.
a full
It
season.
was a
I
full
think it was like
season,
13,
really?
13 to 26 episodes, I think. Elihu, if you could look it up to
Oh,
confirm.
Yeah, one moment.
I do remember it. It was fucking
It was
awful. It was
a cartoon
terrible.
series where the ancients were these dragonfly reptile things.
2002. Let me get the episode list here. Hang on a second. Like I said, it's slow.
As I said, 13 to 26 seasons or episodes. That's what I believe it was.
Let's see.
It
One
might have been
season.
13.
No, 26 episodes.
All right, so one
26?
season of 26
Really?
episodes.
Yeah,
Oh my
26
goodness.
episodes. 2002.
Okay.
And the main villains were, instead of being the Goa'uld, were an Aztec-based reptile species.
So the
So whereas the
ancients
Goa'uld
became
were all about,
ancient Aztecs?
instead of like
Or
the big
Aztec
bad being
gods,
based off of
right?
Egyptian mythology, the big bad were based off of Aztec mythology.
Basically, a chronicle of the generation after the SGC first took the alien device from the Stargate. The war with the evil parasitic Gould is won. The once top secret Stargate command and its work have been declassified, and beings from other worlds are living among us. But now there's a new threat. A Major Gus Boner, yes, must lead a group of young SGC cadets to a Stargate to protect the life of ancients from hostile new enemies.
They did young SGC cadets in SG1. And
Yes,
those
it's
were
Later
better
on,
episodes
this
than
was
anything
before
that
that.
was done. Yeah, but it was better than anything that was done in the Intrepid series that you're talking about.
Basically, everything about the show is non-canon now. So I will say this: it had a kick-ass theme song.
You want to play it?
It did, definitely.
No.
If you can play about 15 seconds of it, that's fine. Just don't play the whole thing because I don't want to get dinged.
Okay, let me load up the pilot real fast. Hang on, okay? Check the volume, load up the pilot. 1 moment. Yeah, I can watch all episodes right here if I want. So I found on one of my feeds. Come on, internet. Close to the speaker. Wait. Come on, load, damn it, load, motherfucker. Talk amongst yourself. You guys, have you guys seen the fake movie posters people have been making?
I've seen a lot of them. Honestly, that is part of my fart chamber experience. So yeah, I've been following Save Stargate since the beginning.
Hashtag Save Stargate. People are making fake movie posters like You Got Mail, but with Stargate characters and titles like that. Val, with the bar group that says Val. I made a couple of them, like Jonas. I made a Ferris Bueller's Day Off, but Jonas Quinn's Day Off.
I shared at least one of them. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I also made a Master Chef one. Like, we've all seen Jonas eat, and let's watch him cook. I put him in an apron that says Gator's gonna gate. I was gonna put him in the pink apron from the firefighter episode, but I'm like, nah, that's too generic. I'll make my own. This thing is not loading. Come on,
you should have used the firefighter episode, man.
I know that pink one.
That was one of Mike Judge's best scripts.
The pink apron was funny, but I'm like, nah, I'll put him in Gator's gonna gate one.
I mean, honestly, after that episode, I can't believe Mike Judge hasn't gotten so many more script writing offers.
Chris Judge.
Yeah, Mike Judge did the
King of the Hill and Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah, right. Okay, yeah. Sorry,
it's not loading.
Chris
Sorry.
Judge. Yeah.
Oh.
All right.
All right. Anything else you want to bring out because yeah, I am very mad at MGM. They're not taking advantage of their Stargate property. I consider Stargate one of the modern pillars of science fiction, and
Over
they deserve
100,000
so much better than what they're
yeah,
getting
over
right now,
100,000 signatures so far.
including mine.
Yep, including mine.
And
I
mine.
signed it.
And mine. I signed the damn thing. Hell yeah, I did.
And by the way, so did Robert Patrick and Michael Shanks and Chris
I
Judd.
know. I've been following them on X.
They
Yeah.
all signed that petition. Robert said he may have only been a couple episodes, but he supports the fan franchise. Yeah, he does.
He was only in the first couple episodes of Stargate Atlantis, but yeah, I appreciate Robert Patrick being a voice in this as well.
Oh, absolutely. I don't doubt that Robert Patrick watched as many episodes as I have.
Oh yeah,
I don't doubt that based on his
Hell,
fan loyalty. And
when
even
it
though
comes
he
to-
was only in 2 episodes, he was one of the best actors. I actually enjoyed him until he got killed.
I'm
like,
such a
"Damn it,
Stargate fan. I've
why
read.
the hell did he kill him?
Because he cost too much. He admitted that his salary was too high for the production. You know, because of the,
yeah,
Sorry, guys.
Lou Diamond-Phillips was cheap, so that's why he was on there a lot.
I'll talk to you guys in a few minutes or later today.
no, I'm going to end the stream soon because I got to use the little boy's room. So, all right. Since Katty is not here, we'll say, I'm very disappointed in you, sweetheart, for not joining us on the Zelda discussion.
Or Mrs. Cardenas, she hasn't popped in yet. I think she's
but she did post something to the Twitter chat.
Yeah,
which I haven't read yet.
Reminding everybody about the game tonight.
All right. I will let you guys go. I will most likely be there tonight for Chris's stream if it's still going on.
If you need help with an avatar, let me know.
Will do. All right. Later, folks.
Later, weirdos.